Welcome back to That Adventure Couple. In this episode, we're going to tour some of the highlights of Rome. We booked a guided tour of the Forum and the Colosseum, but the guided tour didn't start until 10 a.m., so we headed out early to take in the Trevi Fountain and the Spanish Steps on the way. It's tradition to throw a coin into the Trevi Fountain to ensure your return to Rome. Specifically, it's supposed to be thrown from your right hand over your left shoulder, but we kind of messed that up.
I'm going to assume it didn't hit anybody because nobody freaked out.
We got to the Trevi Fountain a little after 7 this morning and it is already just packed with muggles. Every year, it's the same. But now we're gonna head over to the Spanish Steps. Don't worry, we were able to get some pretty good pictures while we're here.
In English, we call these the Spanish Steps, but I'll put the proper Italian name up on the screen. The stairs consist of 135 steps in 3 sections. They were completed in 1725 and since then have been a popular place for people to gather. They've gained even more popularity in recent years as they were featured in several Hollywood movies. Although the Spanish Steps are impressive, especially considering their age, in my opinion, the best part of this plaza is the view from the top. After our trip to the Spanish Steps, it was time to meet up with our tour group. We booked our tour on Get Your Guide, and I am so glad we did. The Forum in Rome is huge, and there are so many buildings, I wouldn't even begin to know what anything was without following a guide. The only downside to booking a group tour is that you're walking through these historical sites in a large group. However, even if you were to visit by yourself, there are so many tourists here, you're going to be surrounded by people no matter what. It is absolutely incredible to see how much of these structures have survived after the collapse of the Roman Empire more than 1,500 years ago. In 847 AD, there was a massive earthquake that caused several of the structures to completely collapse, burying others in rubble for over 1,000 years. Archaeologists are just now clearing out all of that rubble to open these areas up again to the public. Recently, the cathedral has been opened and is probably the most impressive building on the entire site. I could easily spend the entire day just visiting the Forum alone, but we only have one day to see as much as we can of Rome, and we have one more historical site to visit, and it's a big one, the Colosseum. Once again, the crowds of people were incredible, but that's to be expected. The tickets to the Colosseum do sell out, so you'll need to get them in advance, unless you're booking a guided tour like we did, and those typically include the tickets in the tour. The 2 most interesting facts that we learned on our tour were 1, that the stones of the Colosseum were originally held together by iron pins, but they were later chiseled out and stolen by thieves because the iron was quite valuable. This left pockmark holes all over the structure. And the second was that they used to reenact naval battles inside the Colosseum. They did this by flooding the arena floor and using real boats to reenact the battles. Seeing the Colosseum in person was a fantastic experience, and it should be on the top of your list when you're planning your trip to Rome.
We just finished our tour of the Roman Forum and the Colosseum. I would highly recommend going ahead and booking your tour ahead of time and get the private tour, because otherwise we wouldn't have known what a lot of the stuff was at the Forum, so it was definitely worth having a guide. We'll put a link for the guide that we used down in the description of the video.
For the tour that we took, we also actually got to go down into the arena area, and not everyone gets to do that, so definitely make sure whichever tour you are booking, you check for that as well.
Rome is a fascinating city full of history and culture. It is impossible to see everything in one day. This is just a quick glimpse into a few of the historical monuments. We had one more full day to spend in Rome, and we are going to spend it at the Vatican in our next episode, so be sure to like and subscribe so you can keep up with all of our adventures.